welcome to our channel. Today, we dive deep into the explosive twists of Beyond the Gates. The quiet evening at Dani's luxurious mansion begins like any other, the kind of serene night that disguises the turbulence building underneath. Bill arrives carrying the heavy weight of his collapsing marriage with Haley. He is a man fractured by guilt, disappointment, and longing, and the air between him and Dani is thick with unresolved tension. Dani, herself burdened by her own insecurities and desires, offers him the comfort of listening ears. What starts as vulnerable confessions soon escalates into an overwhelming pull neither of them can resist. Years of emotional repression break loose, and in the living room, framed by the elegant but suffocating walls of wealth and status, Dani and Bill surrender to a kiss that burns with forbidden passion. The fragile intimacy lasts only a moment. The door bursts open, and Andre stands frozen, his face collapsing into a storm of fury and betrayal. The sight of Dani entwined with Bill ignites something dangerous in him, the kind of rage that obliterates reason. His jealousy, long simmering, boils over as he crosses the room with violent force. Before Dani can utter a word, Andre slams into Bill, sending him crashing to the floor. The thud reverberates through the house, rattling Dani's carefully curated world. She screams, rushing forward to stop Andre, but in his madness she becomes another obstacle, another target for his wrath. His eyes, once warm and adoring, now burn with a venom that fills the room with terror. His voice cuts like blades, each word an accusation that strips Dani of dignity and leaves her trembling. Bill, aching and humiliated, forces himself up, refusing to let Andre's rage destroy Dani. He lunges back into the fight, fists flying, adrenaline surging through the chaos. Furniture crashes, glass shatters, and the pristine perfection of Dani's home disintegrates into a battlefield. The walls that once sheltered secrets now bear witness to violence, each second escalating further out of control. Dani's voice shreds into a desperate scream, her pleas dissolving into panic. Her fear carries through the walls into the night, where neighbors, alarmed by the deafening clamor, reach for their phones. Within minutes, the distant wail of sirens cuts through the neighborhood, and blue and red lights streak across the driveway, painting the house in flashing warning. The arrival of the police does not immediately cool the chaos. Officers rush in to find Bill and Andre locked in a brutal struggle, bloodied and unrecognizable, as Dani huddles in shock against the wall. The scene is carnage dressed in silk and marble, the epitome of Fairmont Crest's hidden rot. Commands are shouted, weapons are drawn, and in the split-second confusion, Bill is forced to the ground, Andre restrained, Dani shielded. Yet the damage has already been done. The perfect veneer of their world is shattered beyond repair. The scandal does not end with the flashing lights. In the hours that follow, the incident spreads like wildfire. Rumors ripple through Fairmont Crest, each neighbor twisting the truth to fit their suspicions. Dani becomes the center of whispers, her reputation dragged through the mud of betrayal and violence. Bill's fractured marriage with Haley lies in ruins, the public humiliation unbearable. Haley, learning of the events, is consumed by a mixture of rage and heartbreak, the betrayal of her husband slicing deeper than she imagined possible. Andre, stripped of control and dignity, now faces the eyes of a community that once admired him, now judging him as dangerous and unstable. Yet beneath the surface of scandal lies something more insidious. The night of violence is only the spark that ignites a chain reaction. Alliances shift in silence, old wounds resurface, and hidden truths begin to seep out. Bill's marriage, once broken in private, now becomes a weapon for others to exploit. Dani, caught between love, shame, and fear, finds herself isolated, her wealth unable to protect her from the shadows closing in. Andre's rage, though restrained by law, simmers beneath his skin, promising that his vengeance is not finished. The police report, cold and clinical, cannot capture the destruction left behind. The broken glass, the blood on the carpet, the bruises blooming across skin, all become evidence in a larger trial, not of law, but of loyalty, family, and survival. Fairmont Crest, a sanctuary of power and privilege, now vibrates with the pulse of gossip and suspicion. Neighbors who once raised glasses together now glance with narrowed eyes, wondering who will fall next. Bill's decision to cross a line with Dani becomes the catalyst for unraveling threads that tie together not only his marriage but the fragile balance of the Dupree and Hamilton families. Haley, devastated yet calculating, begins to move in ways that suggest revenge more than heartbreak. Dani, though shaken, clings to fragments of control, desperate to maintain the illusion of strength even as cracks spread wider beneath her feet. Andre, humiliated and dangerous, is not done fighting. The law may have restrained his hands for a night, but the fire in his chest burns hotter than ever, and the thought of losing Dani to Bill becomes a poison he cannot purge. The fallout seeps into every corner of their lives. Children, friends, and allies feel the shockwaves, their loyalties tested, their trust eroded. What happened in the mansion is not just an isolated explosion of passion and violence, it is the beginning of a war that will entangle everyone within the gilded gates. Secrets long buried resurface, revealing betrayals that stretch back years. Financial empires begin to shake as reputations crumble. Every whisper in the halls of Fairmont Crest carries the weight of possible ruin, and every glance hides a question: who will strike next, and who will survive? As the days pass, Dani's home is cleaned, the physical scars scrubbed away, but the stain of that night lingers. Each piece of replaced furniture is a hollow replica of what once was, each fixed window a fragile attempt to erase the violence imprinted on the walls. Bill walks with the heaviness of shame, his body healing slower than his conscience. Haley grows colder, her silence more dangerous than any outburst, her eyes betraying the calculation of someone who will not simply accept defeat. Andre, now watched more closely, simmers in resentment, plotting in shadows that promise the chaos is far from over. The night at Dani's mansion does not close a chapter. It tears open a wound that will not heal, setting the stage for deeper betrayals, darker truths, and the kind of destruction that no wealth or influence can contain. In Beyond the Gates, every secret has a cost, every passion ignites disaster, and every choice drags the families of Fairmont Crest closer to the edge of collapse. Stay tuned with us for the next breakdown, as we continue to expose the tangled web of lies, power, and heartbreak that will define the fates of Dani, Bill, Haley, Andre, and everyone ensnared in the dangerous world that lies just beyond the gates.